And welcome back to Social Media Journalism. We are going to talk about location today. This is Robert Quigley, your professor, and I think location is something that should not be overlooked. We all have smartphones, or at least most of us do, and it's sharing GPS data all the time, and a smart journalist would take advantage of that. You can search through that data to find out interesting stories. You can create data visualizations from big events. You can leave content throughout the city from your own organization for others to see, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, thousands of apps right now take advantage of the built in GPS on your phone. A lot of them will do it without you even knowing about it, but others, that's the whole purpose of the app. People do use them, and they leave good content all across a city, and they also consume content everywhere they go. And so newsrooms have figured this out a little bit, and they've partnered with Foursquare to create city guides. National Geographic has built city guides at various locations across major cities where they leave basically ideas for people to do things and consume their content. Gowalla is no longer exists anymore, but they used to be a big competitor to Foursquare. They were bought up by Facebook, which of course itself has its own ability to track your location and leave content throughout a city. It's still in its infancy in many ways. I think that this is going to change as more apps come up and take advantage of the fact that you can leave content in locations. Are they creepy? Yeah, it's a little bit creepy, but at the same time, it's kind of how we live now. Try turning off your location data for a while, and you'll probably get irritated by the lack of features your phone has. So Foursquare has millions of users, though it's significantly less than the giants. And by the giants, I mean Facebook and Twitter. And so, although it doesn't have as many people, it's a very dedicated group of people who really care about location. And you can find a lot of interesting information by searching through Foursquare and by using it yourself. It has billions of check-ins and millions added every single day. So that small group of users or medium-sized group of users they have are doing a lot of check-ins. So they're not just saying, "Hey, I'm at a coffee shop," but "Hey, I'm at a concert," or "Hey, I'm at a big event." So as a journalist, knowing what you can find out there is actually can be pretty useful. And is it dumb? Well, it sounds really dumb, right? But it's really not. If you use it for a while, you'll see that there is some value to it. You do learn some interesting tips from other Foursquare users, and you can take advantage of that as a consumer as well as a journalist. So what media properties do is they've just kind of dipped their toe in this a little bit. I mentioned National Geographic City Guides, but there's also been the Wall Street Journal and USA Today, and even the Statesman and many others have tried to figure out ways to use these tools to their advantage. It's a way to do event coverage, to post news from the scene of an event. So there are some opportunities there for a forward-thinking newsroom. And it's not just Foursquare, though, or even apps that are specifically made for location. As you probably know, Facebook has a way to say where you are at any given point, and a lot of people do use that feature. It's kind of fun for a consumer to have a map with pinpoints all over it showing where they've been, and so people do it quite a bit, hundreds of millions of them actually. Twitter also has location data on its platform, and as you've probably seen, there's a little pin you can highlight that says turn location on or off. If you leave it on, people will see where you're making your updates from. A lot of people do have it on all the time. Yelp is still pretty popular, and it's very location aware. Should newsrooms have built Yelp? I think so. They had all the ability to do it. They had their own staff reviews. If they were forward thinking enough to think it's important to have reviews from not just staff members, but from the public as well, they could have done this, but the opportunity's been missed. In GroupMe, I want to mention there's others like this that allow for easy group texting. And not only does it do group texting, but it does it by location. So you could see on a map where the text was sent from. You could use this in a newsroom as a way to coordinate your reporters. And so if they're out at, let's say, the ACL Fest, and you want to see where all your reporters are at any one point and get a message to them, GroupMe is the way to go. And I want to mention Waze just because I really like the software. It's a social way to report traffic. And by traffic, I don't mean web traffic, but the traffic on I-35 or on Mopac. You could actually tell your friends how slow it is or how fast it's moving, whether there's a wreck, whether there's construction. And a lot of the information is gathered automatically by the Waze app through your location just by having the app open. The usefulness to it is that when you're driving around the city, which has kind of bad traffic, you can get a really good feel for what the traffic is like in real time thanks to social media. Now, news organizations have worked with Waze a little bit to try to create some groups on there and to take that data and post it on their websites. So a lot of times when you'll see on a news website they have traffic information, they could pull from Waze itself and get more accurate information out there. The Statesman has a Waze group that I created years ago. It's still there. It's still popular. It's probably one of the most popular groups in Austin. So if you join up on Waze, join the Statesman group. And that's it for location. This was just a short little module, so go take that quiz, and yeah, you can start the next lesson if you want.